Hi guys, seal 33 today, the thin staff with the left hand like this. Some do it like this, can be done like this, it's the same. We'll give time for everyone to connect and for the translators to get ready. Until then, let's focus inside on a nice simple breath. Hi guys. A nice long mantra that could get confusing if you try to remember everything. Thank you for your patience. Last week I could not make it. Usually I try to keep my Fridays completely clear, but that one was out of my control. So I thought I could do it, and then I realized I couldn't. For this one, I'm going to use the book. There's a lot of word with Nila in it. Nila. So I forget which one is which, because there's a lot. Well, a few. Om nilati nilati nilaja, padi niladi nayapani hompad. This is my left hand. Yeah, the index in the Chinese drawing is clear, so it's in the middle of the thumb phalange. Okay. So which Nila is which? The first one is impenetrable. I think for this one, I will explain the words and then I'll explain the philosophy. Yeah, it's going to be easier. Nila is blue. In spirituality, especially in the book of Shiva, Nila refers to Shiva transmuting poison by taking it in its throat. Okay, so Shiva takes in the poison of the world, transmutes it in the water of immortality. Okay, and that is Nila. The resulting water is Amruta, but the process is Nila. Okay, so it means blue in terms of pure dictionary word in reference to that. But Nila, if we analyze the bija, means ni, what is precious in nature, la, incarnate. Okay, so focus on what is important. It's kind of what the bijas mean. Okay, the MahaKaruna Dharani is a book of Shiva because the text before the Chinese put all their stuff on it, the basic text is the Nilakanta Sutra. So a sutra of God Shiva who transmutes poison. Okay, that was the original text. I'm pretty sure I put it in the historical pages. That in the, yeah, I'm not going to try to look at it. If you got the book, the history of that text, it comes from the Hindu Shivaist before it was converted to Buddhism and Chineseified, whatever that means. But the gist of the, like most of the wisdom is still the same, it's identical. Okay. Nilakanta with a T, but doesn't really matter at this point. So Nilati means impenetrable. Many times Nila is referred to a variety of Vajra, like a type of Vajra. In this case, nilati is impenetrable. The fact that it is as hard as steel. Okay? And later, nila refers to a metal, tin. Actually, this is the tin staff mudra. Where you imagine you have a tin staff. A staff of metal, I guess. And nilati is impenetrable. So if a staff is meant to penetrate, that's the nila aspect of incarnation. But nilati means something is impenetrable. Okay? It prepares us for what follows. So impenetrable, impenetrable. If you focus on your obstacles and your problems will be impenetrable. So you don't want to focus on that. You want to focus on your state of mind. Your peace, basically. Your blue self. That is impenetrable. Okay? Nilati, nilati, nilaja. Nilaja is blue steel. Okay. Impenetrable, impenetrable blue steel. Nilaja. You are the one who is impenetrable. Because that mudra, or that seal, is meant to make you impervious to drama around you. Okay. So the first part is to see yourself as impenetrable blue steel, yourself. Nilati, nilati, nilaja. Nilati, nilati, nilaja. Nilati, nilati, nilaja. Now, be careful with that to not become stubborn. Okay? Nilati, nilati, nilaja still is based on nila, focusing on what matters. It's not about not caring or being indifferent or being arrogant to defend yourself against the drama. Like reacting, I don't give a shit. No, it's just to focus on staying at peace. Okay? So it doesn't require a reaction for you to be impenetrable. It doesn't require effort. You just let go of the offense or the problem. Mind you, it's an expression. Of course, if you have to care for it, you will remain responsible. So don't let go of your responsibility. Let go of the attack. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That's nilati, nilati, nilaja. To become like impenetrable blue steel. And nila is focus on what is important. Usually what is important is the result. Focus on resolving something or staying at peace as much as you can. Now the next one is where we fear that you would misinterpret, so I'll go with more philosophy on this one. Padi niladi nyayapani, okay? Padi is put your foot down like with a hard step, bam. Usually when we put a foot down hard, boom, it's an expression to stand your ground. But when we do that as a human, usually we become angry or, blocked. This is where we could misinterpret. The nilati, nilati, nilaja, put your foot down, be stubborn, okay? Don't do that, okay? To put your foot down hard means to be very well in contact with the ground. Okay. Padi just means a hard step. But where does the word come from? Pad, without the H, just P-A-D, means a step. If we recuperate the D and link it to the HI, D is an ointment or something that is imbued. Okay? Imbued. infused. Okay, that's D. So if you think about an imbued step instead of a hard step, it's a step where you are very present in it. That is Padi. A very present step, an incarnate and focused step. To be there. Okay? Padi is about presence and not about stubbornness to hold your ground. Okay? So that's why we have to be careful with the hard step interpretation. Okay? Because the more we advance in this mantra, the more the words could mean to just block yourself to the outside, to be stubborn, to argue. Okay? We don't want to go there. We want to have a very present, firm stand and not let the outside affect our peace. As much as we can. The mantra is supposed to help with that. Okay? After Padi, we have Niladi. Now, Niladi is a blue sapphire or a clear mind. That's another reference to a type of Vajra. The Vajra is a diamond, it is indestructible. The Niladi or the sapphire is some kind of diamond. Maybe chemically it's not, I don't know. But in the books is one of those precious stones like diamond, but specifically blue, meaning about your mind and your own peace, also your freedom. Peace, freedom, and justice, all together in the blue area. So, Niladi is have a Vajra attitude in your mind. So, of course, you cannot be defensive and offensive. Okay? If you stop at the blue sapphire, what does it even mean? Be clear in your mind. Vajra state of mind. Because the Vajra applies everywhere, from body to soul. Niladi is specific to the mind. Well, the mind and the, that part, the heart and the intellect. Okay? Be clear in your mind. Be undistinct and Vajra-like in your mind. Niladi. That's also a siddhi you can just practice alone. Niladi. To have the Vajra attitude specifically in the psyche. Okay? Followed by Nayapani, which again could lead to misinterpretation. A firm grasp or a proper hold. So to hold your tin staff very strongly. Naya is behavior. Pani is to take or to hold. Okay? Naya pani means to behave yourself firmly. Okay? So if you behave yourself firmly and you think Niladi is about having a hard head and Padi is about being aggressive, defensive stance, and Nilaja is about being impenetrable and stubborn, this mantra is going to ruin you if you go into human control. You know, when you have a human control of really don't want to let go of I am right, the other's wrong. I must win an argument. We become emotionally angry when the environment around is not logical. Did you realize that? Okay. So our ego will be tempted to misuse this mantra just to nourish its side. But the mantra itself is supposed to let go of control. Just be at peace. Okay? So, this mantra is not for you to crush the enemy. It is for the drama to stop affecting you. The previous mantra, number 32, the aguru, to have a bit of consciousness everywhere in the little things. Okay? It was a good preparation for this mantra, stage 33, where you remain conscious of all the little things that could rise as drama and be like the water on the back of a duck. It's an expression that we have in Canada. I don't know if it exists. The water falls without even affecting the duck. Okay? So like the water on an umbrella, it falls. It doesn't affect you. So the thin staff mudra, make it a blue umbrella mudra. Okay, you're holding a blue umbrella. Okay, made of steel, and your mind is sapphire. Out of respect for tradition, please visualize a blue staff. If you do it, don't visualize an umbrella. I was just emphasizing the teachings. All of these nila, they really want to bring you to feeling nila as the siddhi or the bijas, okay? And make you focus on what is important. The mantra starts with Om, like most mantras, and it finishes with Hum Pat, which again can be, every time we study the Hum Pat, we have to remember it's not about being aggressive. It's about being immersed in it, being intense in it, being serious about it, but not aggressive about it. Okay? You don't subjugate only through shouting, but by being surprised yourself by the power of the mantra. Okay? Om nilati nilati nilaja, padi niladi nayapani hompat. Now let's philosophize. And it's not required to remember all these words. I've explained them. Some of it you'll remember, some of it you won't. It's normal. This is a class that goes fast. Even myself, which nila is which, sometimes I forget. Which one is the sapphire, which one is the impenetrable or the blue steel? I need to review it, even if I practiced many times this week. Okay. So, actually I've been practicing for almost 2 weeks now. Let's philosophize on nila. What matters? What is important? Okay? And be present. What matters is the result. If a problem happens and you focus on the problem, only on the problem, and on the fact that you don't like it, nothing changes. Okay? If you focus on solutions, okay, there's a problem. Is there solutions? Are there solutions? If there are solutions, what's their cost? What's the benefits? Can we do it? Is it possible? Is it fast? Slow? It's just a simple business evaluation. What is the benefit of having, of having this solution? And usually it is worth it, so you just go and you do it. If there are no solutions, what must I mourn to find peace again? That's what the mantra does. Focus on the solution, or focus on mourning and accepting the new state of your life. And sometimes it's wise to reevaluate if there would be solutions you have not thought before. When a drama arrives, before we focus on solutions, there usually is a period of time, short or long, where we just don't agree with the problem. Yeah, like when I had no water a few weeks ago. I was 10 days without water. I found solutions. But at first, it was normal. It's like, but I want water. And that's it. I was not thinking about, like, wanting more water won't produce it. I did integration in what doesn't flow, or am I going against the flow? Like I tried to search various things I could integrate, but integration is there for me to understand the lesson. Now I need water, so it was a solution. For a moment, I was in denial. It did not last long. In the first day I thought, okay, no water until tomorrow maybe. But the next day, there was still no water. So I talked with the two owners, and they just did not agree. But we want water. I mean, okay, well, there's that solution where you connect to the city network and it's done. You got water. And no, they didn't want to pay or connect to anything. They just wanted water back. But the ground is empty. I just told them that the soil is empty. You will not have more water until next spring. That's 7 months. Wanting water and disagreeing with, the neighbors who took all the water, basically. They exaggerated and, just blaming someone else. And yes, in this case, it's a legitimate blame. It's not good to blame, but to identify the cause of the problem correctly, that's okay. That's wise. So yeah, they identified the cause. It's the misuse of waters of the people around. I won't get in details, but logically and according to the laws, they misused it. They abused. So it emptied the ground. The pump stopped having water. Okay. One thing, the solution to just change won't produce any results. You have a solution. The city a few years back put water in front, and you can connect whenever you want. Just do it. It's going to cost money now, but they were stuck. I just told them that, and I realized they were just angry at the fact that there's no water and were taking no decisions, and they started to bitch about the neighbors and how they've behaved and all the things they've done wrong. Okay, but it's too late, and we want water soon and not in 6 months. We want it like as soon as possible, right? It just couldn't work. So look at yourself. How long do you spend in denial and just drama and blame when there's a problem? This is a big waste of our time. It goes better if you analyze the situation, see the problems, to identify it correctly, do your diagnostic of any situation as best you can, consult specialists if you should, and focus on solutions. Okay? This mantra is meant to have you focus on what matters, the results, to be there, to be present in the physical reality. What can I do? And if you can do something, you move to do it. And if you can't, what must I mourn to find peace again? Or maybe the solutions are possible, but not accessible for you. Refer to the mourning part. You just let go. Some situations in life are pretty hard. I'm managing 2 parents with dementia. I'm in a situation where no solutions work. There are solutions. There are solutions to how can I make them comfortable, not how can they get their mind back. You see, it's not going to happen. So being unhappy, it saddens me to see both my parents go like that, like progress in that direction. It's sad. But it doesn't destroy my joy. I do have sadness, tristeza, like sometimes. But I don't want these situations to ruin my peace. So when sadness rises, I allow it. I don't dramatize. I don't do it in front of people. Take care of it alone. Just let it rise. It is sad. And I mourn. That's what I can do. Very often we are tempted to just start complaining. Okay? And complaining just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It changes nothing. Okay? Criticizing someone, complaining about a situation, it doesn't help. It's not constructive. It's not productive. Okay? So this mantra helps your mind go into this responsible, non-dramatic state. The mantra is not enough. You have to want to be responsible and non-dramatic for that to really incarnate in you. Okay? And it's a question of training. It takes time. If you have spent years with a problem that is not resolved, sometimes you're just missing something in the integration. But many times, you simply have to make peace with your current state of being. And say, I will live like that now. When my symptoms of fibromyalgia were flaring up, disagreeing just hurt more. Because I had control here in my head. Terrible rejection in my body. Terrible abandonment in nature. And accepting it is terrible. What must I mourn to find peace? It took a while. That is a Nila state. Okay? I'm taking example with me so you can find your own. I'm not trying to show how good I am at doing the integration. I'm trying to get you to find solutions. Okay? Just in case. So focus on you. On there are things I just can't change. I will not let it ruin my peace. It is uncomfortable until the mourning is completely done. It is. And with a physical situation, like when you have a recurring symptom sickness, it'll come back. The peace will be lost again when your symptoms flare up with a recurring ailment or a situation in the body. It happens. Okay? Now, a lot of my beautiful New Ager students that I love, you want to find a magic miracle solution to absolutely everything. Like, how can I live another 200 years without any single moment of pain? Yeah, I know you'd love it. But there are things that we won't change. I mean, you can get it better. Usually there's a way with consciousness to make it better. But there are things that just will be nature. That will be your entire life causality. Karma not as a punishment, but as a condition of this lifetime. This is how you are. And as you grow older, 50s, 60s, 70s, little things rise that are worse than before. If you get angry at this, it's not going to help. Okay? Take a deep breath. Nila will help you accept. Because the thing that becomes hard as steel and impenetrable is not your stubborn mind. It is your peace that becomes indestructible. It is Nila that becomes indestructible. Your peace, your freedom, and your sense of justice and responsibility. Everything that Nila and blue means. Okay? For the Kabbalist, it's the Keter Hogma Bina Hesed. Okay, yeah. Just forgot the name for a moment. let's recite the full mantra slowly 21 times. Okay? And don't try to focus so much on the meaning of which word is which. It's all we just explained. Your peace becomes the most important for you. And also your freedom and your sense of justice. Be careful. If your sense of justice is precious, check how your ego will shout at injustice. And then you're stuck in drama. Okay? Justice is, what can I do to correct it? Okay? Justice is solutions. It's not dramatizing. Be careful. Because the ego's sense of justice is, my pride is hurt, so you have to correct it. Okay? Justice is about solutions. How can we stop the suffering from continuing? Okay? That's justice. To end a suffering or a cause of suffering. So it is your peace, mostly, that is hard as steel, with a firm stance in the ground, in the body, impenetrable, with a clear mind. And be surprised by it, subjugate it, without exaggeration, but with certainty. I count with my right hand, I do the mudra with the left hand. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. And we'll keep this rhythm, okay? Because it sinks in. Second. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapadi Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Feel the peace. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. 21. Om Nilati Nilati Nilaja. Padi Niladi Nayapani Hum Pad. Peace is precious. My sense of peace, impenetrable blue steel, with a firm stance of peace, focused on solution and results. A side effect, if you focus on the strong blue peace, a bit like the side effect of the breath of peace. Maybe some of you have learned the breath of peace where you fill the blue line here. If you haven't, doesn't matter. People around you will feel that you are at peace and that you cannot be disturbed. It could trouble them, but they'll keep it for themselves. Just focus on your own peace and your own impenetrable blue steel peace with a firm, grounded stance. Focus on results and solutions. Focus on that and fill yourself with it. It will naturally affect the others, but don't even try. Don't put your mind on that. It is powerful Dharma, yes. Without proper guidance, we could misunderstand each word to become hard in our mind and stubborn. It is your peace that is firmly grounded. It is not your mind that fights to pretend to be unbreakable. It's not a pretension, okay? So be careful to be non-dramatic. That's the entire point of that mantra. Has nothing to do with being stubborn. Has to do with, but I don't want to lose my peace. I prefer focusing on solution or accepting the inevitable. It's life. All right. Another thing, some things you will believe is unavoidable and immutable. That cannot be changed. Even in the things that cannot be changed, think about it if there would be a solution. Either to resolve it entirely, or at least to make it more comfortable. But don't fight against it. You know, my fibromyalgia is there, and when I have the proper state of being, not just mind, but my entire being, the symptoms are mild or absent. But it is not something I will remove from my body until I just become more powerful in transmutation. And even then, maybe it won't. Okay? So sometimes you think, yeah, but if I find a miracle cure and if I do the proper mantras and sometimes it does resolve the entire situation. But there are things that will not be entirely resolved by mantras and magic. It's not going to happen. Okay? Being humble enough to accept, yes, I will progress towards the end of times. The Kala Chakra is universal. And I am not meant to be forever, and so is my body. Neither is my body, basically. So, yeah, there are things that you won't be able to change. But there are situations sometimes you think cannot be changed, and they could if you found a proper solution. So I'm not necessarily talking about health and miracle cures. Possible, but extremely rare. And mostly wishful thinking. I'm talking about, any other situation. I have to be without water until it reappears in the ground. Okay. Now I'm grateful that they understood my point when I told them that wishful thinking will not produce more water. Now we need water, you know. Those people who rent the apartments here, we need water, like fast, please. They understood eventually, like after 3 days, and they made it. They made the connection. It took 7 more days. Yeah, just find solutions. I found solutions for my parents to be more comfortable. I did. But for a while, I was just in like, this is how life is now. So I couldn't heal their permanent sickness of dementia. But I found ways to make them and my management of the situation more comfortable. We found ways to make everything better for them and for me. It's less responsibility, and it's well taken care of. And I have the chance to still have good moments with my parents, and that's cool. Okay, so don't be fatalistic. Like, there's no solution, we're going to suffer forever. And don't be a dreamer, wishful thinking to resolve things that will just not resolve. Okay, so that requires pondering and wisdom. Contemplate it, find your solution. All right, that was cool, Dharma. Now practice this week at finding that your peace is more important than the troubles you have, but you're grounded and responsible about the troubles. Solution or mourning. All right, next week.